if everybody's ready, let's get it started. Yeah, so the recording is on. We should be live now. Well, hey everybody. We are, we're starting the panel on, today with dAppstore, Sandbox, NASH, and Meme. We're talking about the self-awakening of potentials. Would you guys mind giving a brief introduction of yourself and the project real quick? And starting with Louis.
Hi, my name is Louis. I'm CEO and the founder of dAppstore. dAppstore is a one-stop shop for blockchain. We aim to bring a real service to the users and then create a marketplace for the user convenience focused marketplace. Right. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Son, would you like to go next?
Sure. Hey guys, so this is Sun. I'm the co-founder of the NASH Metaverse, and NASH Metaverse is a pretty new project. What we do is we aim to build a metaverse where players can work, play, and earn in the game, and can pretty much do a lot of real life things and can even trade. Yes, and even other projects application can be built in our platform. Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Son. Who's next?
Can go next. Sure. Hey everyone. Nice to be here with you today. My name is Sebastian BORGET. I'm the CEO and co-founder of The Sandbox, which is a gaming virtual world where users can make 3D assets and game experience and monetize them through the use of blockchain and NFTs. I'm also the president of the Blockchain Game Alliance, which is a non-profit organization that now counts over 230 members from various corners of the industry. And our role is to represent blockchain technology within the video game industry.
Awesome.
All right, I'm Johan from meme.com. We were previously called Marble Cards and has been around since 2018. We build a platform that let people create memetic assets, we call them, with a goal to track the value of memes and internet content, basically. So we have a few different products that lets people both create NFTs and fungible tokens that track the value of trends online.
Perfect. Yeah, and my name is Z. I'm from HappyBlock. I'm the overseas manager for HappyBlock, and we are essentially a bridge builder for projects that overseas projects that want to enter China and Chinese project that wants to go abroad. And I have a bunch of questions for you guys. So I feel like the best way for us to do this is if we have the answering of the questions to be in order. So first we will have the dAppstore answer it, Sandbox, NASH, and then me. All right. So the first question for you guys is will the top project of each blockchain track to both have users and ecosystem? And from the point of view of blockchain startups, which one should be prioritized?
I'll go first. Okay, so user and the ecosystem, I don't think it's easy to say which one is more important because, when there are inflow of users, the ecosystem needs to be ready, but then so that we could maintain our retention of the users, but then it was not easy to do that back in 2017. So as of now, a lot of market dynamics are highly dependent upon the Bitcoin prices and the market prices and everything. But then so when there is a hype, they come, and then when it's bad, they leave type of deal. So it's important to find a way to secure like the incoming users to stay on the market. And then that's what we are aiming for basically. So we can do, so the dAppstore can attract traffic into the dApps. We collaborate with the dApps and using like the business tools that we created, like such as paid ads and community exposure and rating systems and all that. So so I wouldn't say which one is more important at our aspect, but so this is kind of like so market help me help the market type of deal. So it's kind of like an ecosystem to grow the market. That's our point of view. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Yeah.
Sebastian.
Okay, sure. All right. So I think like it's really essential for community-driven approach to have ways for them to be really incentivized and rewarded for their contribution into the ecosystem. Our approach at Sandbox has been to be really 100% community-driven, starting with the fact that we are a user-generated content platform. So anyone can make their own NFTs with our creation tools. Anyone can participate into the creation of this virtual world and own all of it, starting with the land. So we started with land sales in the beginning. That it's been for over a year and a half now that we've been selling part of our map that's composed of virtual world, and users own those land with the ownership of the NFTs. So we opened the marketplace in beta where creators can publish the content and the creators can exchange with each other, trade with each other content that will populate their game experience, and the ownership of the utility token that is called Sand in our platform, that really is the medium of exchange of the platform that used by creators to acquire lands, to pay for assets on the marketplace, and also by players who will be earning Sand or spending it on the marketplace for wearables and so on for their avatar. Sand is also ways to participate in the governance of our platform. So we're preparing to put in place a DAO where through the ownership of Sand and the NFT of the platform, you'll be able to participate in taking key decisions, voting on key decisions for the future of that virtual world. And it also provides various incentives in the ecosystem, such as staking, DeFi, NFT mining, and so on. So having your own currency as well is a way to bring back to the ecosystem for the values they contribute to the virtual world, attract additional users from the general crypto space, and keep everyone engaged through aligning the incentive between the platform and the community behind.
Perfect.
Oh, my
Sun?
turn. Yes, so for this question, I think it's really hard to answer because every project has their own like case by case. But for us, for NASH, it's always the user first. It's because that our project started by the through hackathon. Our team we always participate in different kind of hackathons, and we always being supported by the community and by the Binance community. So the projects are always being voted out, and for the past few projects we've done in the hackathon, we always came at least third place, and we have won at least 3 champions. So it's very important that we know how important we know clearly how important community is for us. So we will be working on the community building very soon, especially the overseas markets, and we will be working with a lot of KOLs to provide us the popularity later, and in future we'll be working actually next month. Yeah, we'll be having our new version online, new version game online, and that will help us to focus on product and to keep the players and users in, and to reward the players and to reward the creators who use our game. We will always be finding ways to reward them by play to earn and by create to earn. And in future there will be alliance system, and there will be other DeFi play styles in the game to reward the players who spend time and efforts. Yes.
I think a lot has been said. I really agree. I think, as Sebastian said, you have these different incentive mechanisms with NFTs and fungible tokens and so on. I think if you're to prioritize one, I think all these things is what give blockchain startups a competitive advantage to normal web projects. So I think focusing on making sure that what you build is inclusive and that it feels like an ecosystem, and that people that contribute or engage, they actually feel part of the thing. That I think is very important. That I think as we progress in this space will prove to be a very, very strong advantage to projects and products that do not use these types of incentives.
That's amazing. I love the answer given by everybody. You know, everybody, you know, we all have some sort of like a mutual ground on like a general consensus, but each have their own, you know, very unique take to it. I love it. The second question I have for everybody is about the bull market. Is this sustainable? And if the market adjusts itself, you know, in the near future, how will this impact the top projects and their respective tracks?
I think there can be adjustments time to time. You know, it's way of getting the market into the sound market. You know, so with the market adjustments in the long term, I think we can even expect a shift of new projects to the top tier, like the projects with the real actual users. Eventually, they're going to take a big role in the market. That's what we are expecting. So that's why we are focusing on like the building the most consumer-focused business tools. And I can't open everything right now what we're working on, but it's going to help dApp to get through the good times and bad times. Up until now, users are very focused on the market price and everything, but then once we get the real users in the market, I think it's gonna make some difference. So it's gonna help build a sustainable market where dApp can make revenue, get more users, and grow together to build a live ecosystem. So yeah, so we deliver services to actual users with convenience, and we're gonna do the best we can to let the users stay in the market, like not just on the trading perspective. Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with several points that's been mentioned here. Like essentially, we've been building in the space for 3 years now. I've been one of the true pioneers in NFT space and building a virtual world and blockchain NFTs. What's important is for everyone who is interested into a project to look at what is the community behind this project, existing community. Are they just interested by the token only or by the actual service of platform that is being provided? Is there any sort of already use case in place for this token? Like, can I use it to play the game, to purchase NFTs on the platform, or am I only proposed to participate into some DeFi scheme, staking or liquidity mining pools, but then it's still going to take 6 months to a year on the project for really appeal? And what is the market cap of this token versus, well, just what I mentioned before, like concretely what's been building, the team size, the track record of that team, and so on. In a bullish market, people tend to just not look enough at those key aspects. And it's true that the projects who were born during the bear market, they've been able to go through the challenging of attracting an audience that is not interested by just the token itself, but by the real primary principle of, like, this is something that makes sense, that I want to be part of and utilize. And those are more like, I would say, healthy ground. Now, of course, what's fantastic with the bullish market is like the speed of innovation and creativity. Like, it pushed people into the space. Like it's been 2 years with the industry was pretty small in terms of NFT project. Now, like, it's hard to keep track of them. But make sure again that those NFT have real utility over a long term. If not, you might be hurt very badly.
Yes. So for the like the bull market, no one's really sure how long it's gonna last, but what you can see, and it's very clear that it's not this coming bear market is not gonna be the same as the last one. Especially what we can see in the market is that the number of the total amount of the supply of stablecoin is greatly increasing. It shows that most users and most organizations, they hold more stablecoins than compared to the past. So it's a sure sign that even if it comes to the bull market, the users in the crypto community still has a pretty good spending power compared to the last bull markets, compared to last bear markets. So and what you can see that in many other ventures capitals, they actually have a lot of money in hold that they are willing to look for new and good projects that has like earlier mentioned real users and real data. And that is why we focus on to also try to polish our game instead of being one of those like just yeah, like a one-time show or something. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with what's been said. I think as a project, you need to be ready for anything, bull or bear. And for us, at least, what the top priority has always been to be able to stay in the game, making sure that we have enough cash flow and enough money in the bank to be ready for whatever may come. And there are ups and downs to both being in a bear market and a bull market. I think, as Sebastian mentioned, when you're building in a bear market, some things are easier and it's easier to focus on the right things. But obviously, some things are much easier in a bull market as well, such as raising money and getting hype and stuff. So yeah, just be ready for what may come.
Awesome. Sebastian, was it your kid in the background? Out of curiosity.
Yes, still in working in the metaverse means like I'm mostly into virtual world and Zoom calls from home, even though we have grown the team to 100 people across 20 different countries recently.
That's awesome. I'd imagine the bull market is especially important for you because you have a baby to take care of, whereas the single guys out here, which is ourselves. So
well, I think it's going to provide a lot of opportunity for everyone, and including that new generation that's digitally native, crypto native, and not attached to bank and so on, and can earn, work, play in metaverses and with NFT-based projects.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to the individual questions. The first question I have is for dAppstore. The positioning of dAppstore is a one-stop shop for dApps, right? So how can dAppstore support normal dApp users to better utilize and understand the various dApps out there? And what role does like Osiris Web3 browser play in dAppstore? Louis?
Yeah. Like what's been said before, we really focus on the user experience and user perspective of the market. And still a lot of people look at the market and see blockchain and blockchain as equal to the coin itself, right? So what we want to have is real users of products for the blockchain. So in dAppstore, we make efforts at user perspective in games and NFT, like community platform, and so on. So we provide like easy access for example, like we have Sandbox and NASH and all the good projects right here. We're gonna provide like a really convenient way to get access, have an access to this wonderful projects right here. So we help users to understand and get familiar with blockchain and apps with the least effort. So far, like it's been really hard for newcomers to get adapt to, like, you know, they need to study and everything. So we help them soft land into the market and try our best to retain the users too. So that's the main role of dAppstore. And Osiris browser plays a big role here on the technical side. It provides browser embedded multi-crypto wallet and Web3 rendering functionalities and privacy protection, faster speed. So we focus our engineering to support all the major blockchain without having the user to depend on Chrome or MetaMask. So far, Chrome and MetaMask has been dominant. So yeah, some browsers are not really transparent with their data collection policies, and MetaMask only supports Ethereum. So we still have a lot of barrier for the users to come into the market. So our target is to help users, so supporting their most major blockchain networks and letting them feel convenience in our dAppstore. So yeah, so we have something great coming really soon. We've been working really hard to do this. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for me. Yeah.
Awesome. We're really excited to see, the future development and application of the dAppstore. The second question is for Sebastian from Sandbox. So land is one of the essential elements of the Sandbox metaverse. Can you tell us about the current holding and sales of land, reward mechanism for users who hold land, and the future development plan of land?
It is a great question. Indeed, land in Sandbox are now one of our main NFT. We started pre-selling the map in December 2019. As of today, we've sold about 50% of it and there will be a total forever and only 464 unique lands on our platform that represent the virtual world. In terms of land sale, I think we've had in April our best month so far with $8.6 million worth of total land sale between primary and secondary sale. Just last week, we announced new IPs and partners, including deadmau5 and Richie Otin, two very famous DJ electronic music, and we made $1.4 million into this round of land sale. Lands are essentially the primary way for creators to access monetization on our platform because they need a land in order to publish an experience that then players can enter and participate in. So from there, they can decide indeed to charge an access to their land or to start selling NFTs that are displayed in their land to other creators or wearables for avatars to customize themselves, or put in place the NFT gating and reward system that we be working on and preparing as a way to create a comeback design and long-term monetization for that. I think overall, why land are so popular, it's among all NFT categories, which include crypto art, collectible, game items, and all sorts of other digital assets, is because they are very tangible as an asset. Like, we're all familiar with what is real estate in the physical world. The idea that you can buy a small property, a parcel of land or a house or an apartment, and you can actually resell it eventually in the future with inflation at an increased price. If it is even more true because you're going to put some work, some effort to actually grow the value of your land. It takes value from the time you spend to create a fun experience, from the effort you make to bring players and users to participate and engage with your experience. And as a platform, our role is to grow, to bring the distribution, to grow the ecosystem around the lands with publishing DAO, with creators for hire, with artists, with architects, and all sorts of new jobs that participate into the metaverse and help discover the content, engage with it, and create revenue opportunity for everyone.
Cool. Speaking of deadmau5, he's actually also based in Toronto, and I love to see these initiatives where we're bringing KOLs from the mainstream media to the blockchain space, and I love that kind of initiative. So the third question is for Sun from NASH. So NASH Universe is the first MMO game of the NASH Universe, the Metaverse. Can you share the development status of NASH Universe and the current user data? What type of games should we expect for the future?
Sure. So actually, NASH Metaverse is a pretty new project. It's only around 3 months, but in the first month we participated in the hackathon and we came first place, right? So in the second month we started a crowdfund of the spaceship NFTs, and we managed to crowdfund around $1 million within 4 or 5 days, and which is pretty successful with the support of our community. And then this month we released our first playable, the demo to the community for within small scale of players, around 30 to 60 players every time. And every time we provide a new whitelist, and then new players will come into the demo, and they will test if there's any bugs, if there's any the playstyle is quite user unfriendly or anything. And it's quite fun to see how they react to same bug or different bug or something. And luckily we came top 10 in the DApp radar, especially in the Binance chain game within some days, because the players were really, even though the control is not very user friendly right now in this version, but they seem still to very like it. It feels like Flappy Bird, which is kind of annoying, but it's very challenging at the same time. So, but many things will be changed in the coming versions, especially the more finished and more complete versions. Later in future, for this month, we will be releasing for this June. Yes, for this June we'll be releasing new gameplays, a more complete gameplay of the demo, because the demo is the NASH Universe, which is the first game. It's basically a small game that players can control their spaceship NFT, and they can travel in the space in this whole metaverse space. And there will be different airdrops drop into the space. So for example, ERC 20 tokens or other NFTs, and other projects can drop their own governance token or their in-game token into our platform, and other players can control their spaceship and go grab it, go claim it. And by doing so, we can also help other fellow projects to earn their popularity and work together, collab together. And also the next version, which is a bit of a stretch, but we try to make it possible, is to create the planetary system NFTs. It's basically it's kind of like a land NFT, but it's more galaxy way. Like there will be a fixed star in the middle, and then there will be small planets surrounding it, and the players who buys it can later upgrade it by using cube NFTs, which is another thing that which is like a resource which can provide the Nashicle. Nashicle is the in-game NFT, in-game token. Sorry, the in-game token of the game, and it basically creates revenue for the players who spend time, who create art, who create a new planet or any other new designs in our game. And by doing so, we will also be working on the alliance system, which players can social with each other and can build their own allegiance, and they can create more Nashicles together as a whole instead of individually. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, like gaming industry is like one of the fastest growing industries out there. It's growing at like steady 20 to 30% every year for the past 5 years. So I love to see games like blockchain games like NASH Universe to as you guys like refine on the UI and be able to step into the mainstream of the gaming space. I love to see that. And the last question is for Johan at Meme is because I remember you were saying earlier that you guys used to be branded as marble cards. So like, are there a relationship between like meme and marble cards, and how will marble cards support the meme ecosystem?
Sure. So Marble Cards is now, you could say, a product under meme.com. And when we launched Marble Cards in 2018, the vision is the same. We wanted to experiment around how you can use crypto incentives and tokens like NFTs to measure the value of internet content, and to let people try to curate internet content to see what is the best, what do people like to engage with, and so on. And since we launched Marble Cards, over 100,000 NFTs have been created from web content, which has been amazing. But more and more, we saw this trend where speculation and sort of investing converged with entertainment. And what we then thought is, okay, we have the concept with the NFTs, but it's difficult to get this sort of speculation layer that also helps curate content. And so then we came up with something that we initially called hashtag markets, which is effectively taking a hashtag and letting people create a fungible token market around it. So we started experimenting in our Discord with allowing people to take a hashtag like Pepe or like Hide the Pain Harold and so on, and mint that as a market, and then other people could buy into it. And then we looked at the popularity of that hashtag in the Marble system. So we looked at, what do people marble? Do they marble a lot of things around this hashtag? Do people vote on a lot of things around this hashtag? And then based on that popularity, we gave out dividends to the coin holders of these hashtag markets. And that's where we saw this symbiotic relationship where the cards, the Marble cards, we see them as a curation layer, like a gamification layer on top of meme.com, whereas meme.com is this, you could say, marketplace for memetic tokens. It's like a coin market cap, but for memes. So people will have two options. Either they speculate on the coins directly, and if they do a good job in predicting what will be a good meme and what is a good meme, they get rewarded. But they also have the option to put in their time to contribute to the story of the market. So if I like Pepe, for example, I can create Pepe marble cards and submit them to that market. And if people like them, I get rewarded in that way as well. So the Marble cards is a way to convert your time into these memetic assets in the form of coins. Yeah.
Awesome. I love the tokenomics behind it. Is the gamification, such as like the dividends given to popularity of the hashtags. I'm sure that was one of the core reasons why you guys are able to mint 100K NFTs so far.
Yeah, so people like to. That's what I've been working in online media for a long time, and what we saw is everything. If you look at Reddit or Facebook or Twitter, it's very much the same. People share content, but what we did with Marble cards and now with meme.com is we take another layer and let people actually get some vested interest into the content that they're sharing or creating and so on. And it's interesting to see.
Yeah. I have a conclusion question for everybody, and unfortunately we do have to wrap this up. So the concept of metaverse is gradually becoming a key development trend of NFT and Web3. What are your thoughts on the increasing popularity of metaverse?
I think metaverse came earlier than we expected due to global circumstances right now. But in my opinion, a true metaverse is allowing the definition of metaverse relies where a user can build a multiple works within a single platform. So that's the basic concept that we're carrying right now. So, but then right now users are still limited within their projects' confined tools right now. So we decided to develop our tools too, so that we can express. We can let the users express themselves through our platform. We believe that metaverse and NFT is the right direction for the market to go, and then it's gonna grow. up to a certain point, but then it's a initial stage of the market. Of course, it's gonna go through the turbulence and everything. Recently, our dAppstore reached the MAU of 10,000 and weekly is 2,000. So currently we are collaborating with the Metaverse project and also the NFT project in the art area. So definitely we need to, we believe that Metaverse and NFT is going to grow, and then I can't like tell all the details right now, but then yeah, we're very excited to work on the Metaverse and NFT projects together. Yeah. Yep.
Well, we are all about building an open NFT metaverse. That's the true reason of the sandbox to exist, to reward creators, enable them to play and interact with their NFTs, whether those NFTs are being made with our NFT maker, VoxEdit, on the sandbox platform, giving utility to those NFT with our game maker. So you can create your own adventures, story, games, experience, virtual show, virtual concerts, art galleries, museum exposition, and more. But we also want to really materialize this idea that the metaverse is not just one central place. It's actually a multiplicity of virtual world where users can participate into experience through their 3D avatar, which is a representation of themselves into the virtual world. And as such, we are embracing the idea that anyone could play with their NFTs, whether they are made in Sandbox or outside. So if you own like a CryptoPunk, a Meebit, or even a Marble Card NFT, you could potentially play with them, give them life within Sandbox, give them a new 3D representation, which is really the principle of interoperability. And I think is really the long-term vision, like how do we create NFT and how do we implement NFTs from other projects to give them extra value, extra utility across different application, blockchain application and platform and services. And virtual worlds with their 3D environment, their gaming logic, the avatar where you can socialize with other users are a pretty well-designed place for those interactions to happen. But the metaverse concept as a whole could happen anywhere else. The ecosystem around staking your NFTs, the pooling a pair of tokens from different projects to mint new NFT or to get some rewards, etc., is already happening from community-driven incentive. And I think that's also something amazing in general that is part of the whole decentralization of the content, basically.
Right. So the metaverse, we believe it has a long, this concept has a long history, and the Web2 has kind of like a beta version or a concept of the metaverse, but it's far away from the actual metaverse. Most of the traditional game, it only has a very interesting and involving environment created for the players, but there is no tokenomics, there's no DeFi system, there's no way you can actually earn or make a living in the game. And that is what we believe, that's the basic of metaverse. You can make a living, you can live and actually spend time in this digital world that will not be called by other people like you're wasting your time, you're wasting your life. So when you create, when you play, whatever you do in this place, in this area, it has to show us in a way that the value of the asset increases, your entities, your planets, or anything. And so that's what we do, is to make sure that every player, every minute, the time spent in the game can turn into something valuable. And for example, like the first game we created, the NASH Universe, players, they can use their spaceship to get airdrops, and in future other projects can put their tokens into our space, and they can also, other projects can also build their like their the link or entrance from our system, from our planetary system. When you enter the planet, it goes straight to the other person's project. It's basically like this whole area is like it's like a world with billion doors. You can enter many different worlds through here. So that's what we believe, and that's what we're trying to create. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with this, that the metaverse, obviously the virtual worlds is a big part of it, but I think that all opportunities that allows someone to extract value or contribute and get something back is a part of it. The part that we're focusing on, obviously, is the meme economy, where people can create content and be rewarded for it in a new way, which we believe that is something that will grow a lot. There will be people whose sole profession is to create memes and effectively marketing in different ways, and so we want to facilitate that in building a platform that lets people do that from the ground up and create communities around memes and around content from the ground up, rather than going to some third party and get paid.
Awesome. And that wraps up our panel discussion for for the awakening of the potentials. Really appreciate everybody for all your time. Does any of you have any final remarks to our panel or to the metaverse and whatnot?
Excited.
Very interesting. Yes. Super exciting as well about the possibilities of like how we're building this ecosystem together, collaboration. Web3 enables really that ownership, decentralization, and new possibility to arise for us.
Yeah, I think we all have our roles in the market, and then I think it's really exciting to be in the panel with the great projects, and I think we can all build the ecosystem to a very sound ecosystem together. I'm very excited to see that coming. Yeah.
I'm very excited to talk with you guys because our team is new and we are a pretty young team. So it's really like to see what other projects, especially the pretty top projects, what they do and what they think. It's a lot of things to learn. Yes.
Yeah, agree.
Cool. All right, so that's a wrap for everybody. I really appreciate everybody to come out tonight, and I'll catch you guys another time. See you later,
guys. See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.